Hey, beautiful people, this is Coach Oakham, and I'm going to help with the Grade 8 AMI Day 24. So when I look at this question, the first thing I notice, I have a short reading prompt, and then I have a graph. And so I notice the title of the graph is Gravity and Distance, and I notice that my independent variable is on the x-axis here. My dependent variable is on the y-axis here. And I notice also that my units are in parentheses here for each axis. So I can see the units there as well. I also notice that there's a dotted line that goes down my graph where x is equal to 1. And so that dotted line is labeled surface of the planet. Okay. So let's read our questions and kind of get some foundation of what we're looking for here. Okay. Number 1 says what two variables are being graphed. Label the dependent variable. Well, you should be able to look at each axis of the graph and figure out which or what two variables are being graphed. And so that shouldn't be too difficult there. Number 2 says what are the units of the independent variable? And just a reminder that those units are normally found inside parentheses. Number 3, what is the force of gravity on the rocket at the planet's surface? Just a reminder that the dotted line over here represents the surface of the planet. So the dotted line at x equals 1. Number 4, what is the force of gravity on the rocket at a distance of 2 units or twice the planet's radius from its center? And so that's a simple question that asks you to read the graph. And then number 5, in general, how does the force of gravity pulling on the rocket change as the distance between it and the planet increases? So in other words, as the distance goes up, what happens to the force of gravity? So let's take a look at the reading prompt here. Gravity is a non-contact force. This force attracts all objects toward each other. Newton's law of universal gravitation states that every object in the universe attracts every other object. The strength of the force of gravity between two objects depends on two factors: the masses of the objects and the distance between them. As a rocket leaves a planet's surface, the force of gravity between the rocket and the planet changes. Use the graph to answer the questions. Okay, so you got a little bit of information out of there. The strength of the force of gravity. I go back to this sentence here, this statement. The strength of the force of gravity between two objects depends on two factors: the masses of the objects and the distance between them. Well, in this experiment, the masses of the objects do not change, and so we're really focusing on how the distance affects the force of gravity here. And so I think you're going to be able to read the graph and see what happens as the distance increases. And so I hope that's helped you with today's work. And just wanted to tell you how much we miss you and how much we love you. And we hope you're staying safe. And we're hoping to see you really soon. Okay. Good luck.